Hey guys, so I was just thinking about stuff and I wanted to just get this down really quickly. But what I realized, because every day I'm always thinking, why is it that people insist on voting against the Bible? And it is because they have made their party their God. I have discussed that before. And so what happens with that is that the God that you worship takes care of you. And so with the social gospel, in came all of these social programs. So you have welfare, food stamps, Medicaid, free housing, phones, electric bills paid, all these programs to help the poor. Now, what has happened is, because they are giving them everything, this is why they vote for them, because now they have this program is now their God. They don't realize that you have to make a choice. If God is your God, He is also your provider. I had to make that choice. Now, when I was young, I got pregnant, and my boyfriend at the time, I ended up marrying him. He had a minimum wage job, and I also had a minimum wage job, and we could not afford to live by ourselves. So I had to go down to the public aid office to get food stamps, medical, and cash, because I could not afford to have a child because I just didn't have any money. And also, I wasn't saved and all that stuff. So at any rate, when I went down there, the counselor coached me through it and said, you cannot even say that you know who your child's father is. I thought that was the craziest thing I had ever heard, but that is the way it's set up. You cannot have a man in the home. You cannot have a husband. You cannot say that you know who this child's father is, because if you say that, that means that now they're either not going to give you the benefits, or they're going to want his information so that they can take the money from him to give to you. And if he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. But then in 17 years, they'll end up taking it all in like a big lump sum. So the system is broken in that area. But what's happened on today, and I thought about it, because there was a woman that I had to block the other day that was a Christian, and she just kept railing on about how Trump is evil and all, and this kind of thing. And it's because most of her posts are about Social Security. See, she is dependent on Social Security and medical from the government. So because the government is taking care of her, she wants those social programs to continue going, because those are what's taking care of her. Never mind that Jehovah Jireh provides everything that you need. She doesn't know God in that aspect. She knows God as someone who she prays to on Sunday, but not really someone who meets every need. So that is the problem with the social gospel, is that it puts the government in the place of God. And so with the social gospel, they go out and they feed the poor and they take care of the homeless and that kind of thing. But the problem is, they are doing this without giving them the gospel. It was never meant that the government take care of people. It was that the church would take care of people, because with that, we would give them the gospel. But because now what's happening is they are getting a handout without the gospel. So that means nobody's changing. You're basically giving them a fish and not teaching them how to fish. Are you tracking? So that is what has happened, is that the government has taken the place of God. And this is why the people get so mad. And this is why they consider you to be an enemy if you vote against their elected God, because that is the thing that's taking care of them. And so I don't think Christians really even consider that, because they look at it like, oh, well, it's just this, or it's just a few food stamps. But it's not. You are literally indebted to these people, and any government that's going to give you everything is going to take everything away from you. I have said this before. And so we have to get back to the place where we explain who God is, and we're able to show people in our lives, because we're supposed to be walking epistles. And if you are a walking epistle, that means that you are supposed to be read of men. That means that your entire life is supposed to be a testimony. You are supposed to be a walking testimony. Your life is supposed to exemplify Christ. You are supposed to be able to point people to Christ by the way that you live. Not because you say you're Christian. You shouldn't even have to say that. I'm just going to sneak that right in there. You shouldn't even have to say that. Folks should look at you and know what kingdom you come from. But what has happened is there's so much mixture in the church that you got folks that say that they're Christian, they say that they're this, but then when it comes down to it and who they really trust, it's not going to be God. You know, I've met some wonderful Christian people that are so sold out, but the moment they find out I am a conservative, they either block me or they stop talking to me completely, because now they consider me an enemy. I am no longer a sister because I am against their God, and they don't see it because they have blinders on. So we have to pray for these people that these blinders come off and that they put God back in the place that he belongs. He should be the only one on the throne of your life. And if there is anybody else on that throne, that means you have made it an idol, and it will get kicked off. Every knee is going to bow, and every tongue is going to confess that Jesus is Lord. It does not matter who they are. It does not matter what they have done for you. If they have taken the place of God, they are in the wrong place, and you need to take them down right now. All right? Y'all have a good day.